stop for a moment. Because what I'm about to tell you is not just motivation. It's a shift in thinking, a shift in identity, a shift in destiny. You don't become rich by accident. You don't become successful by luck. And you don't build wealth by hoping. You build it by one thing: how you think. Let me say it again so it hits deeper. Your life is not controlled by your circumstances. It is controlled by your thinking. Now listen carefully. Every successful person you admire, every wealthy person you look up to, every person who built something from nothing, they all had one secret in common. They learned how to think differently. Because before there is money, there is mindset. Before there is success, there is belief. Before there is wealth, there is vision. And if your thinking is small, your life will stay small. But if your thinking expands, everything changes. That is the foundation of Think and Grow Rich. Not just a book, not just a phrase, but a law of life. Your mind is the starting point of everything. Close your eyes for a second and imagine something. Everything you have right now in your life, your habits, your results, your income, your struggles, all of it started as a thought. Yes, a thought. You thought about what you deserve. You thought about what you can achieve. You thought about what is possible for you. And then your life followed that thought. So here's the question. If your life is built from your thoughts, what are you thinking every day? Are your thoughts building success or building limitation? Are you thinking like a creator or thinking like a victim? Because there are two types of people in this world. One type thinks, I hope things get better. I wish I had more. Maybe I'm not good enough. And the other type thinks, how do I make it happen? What can I build? What can I improve today? One lives in survival, the other lives in creation, and the difference between them is mindset. Rich thinking versus poor thinking. Let's get something clear. Being rich is not just about how do I start thinking rich? Because once your thinking changes, your actions change. And when your actions change, your results change. The power of vision. Every great success story started with a vision. Not money, not resources, not support, just vision. A vision is a mental picture of a future that does not exist yet, but feels real enough to chase. And here's the truth. If you cannot see it in your mind, you will never hold it in your hands. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack imagination. They cannot see themselves successful. They cannot see themselves wealthy. They cannot see themselves free, so they never act like it. But when you truly see your future clearly, you start behaving differently. You walk differently. You speak differently. You work differently. Because vision changes behavior, and behavior changes destiny. Faith, the hidden force behind success. Now let's go deeper. Because thinking alone is not enough. There is something more powerful than thinking. It is belief. Faith. Not religious faith, but belief in yourself. Because if you don't believe you can succeed, you will stop before the success arrives. Every failure in life begins with doubt. I don't think I can. I'm not sure I'm good enough. What if I fail? But every success begins with faith. I will try. I will learn. I will figure it out. Faith is what keeps you moving when logic says stop. Faith is what pushes you forward when results are not visible. Faith is what separates dreamers from achievers. Because success does not come to the smartest person, it comes to the most persistent believer. The price of success. Let's be honest. Everyone wants success, but not everyone wants the price. Success has a cost. It costs discipline. It costs time. It costs comfort. It costs consistency. You cannot grow rich while staying comfortable. You cannot build wealth while avoiding hard work. You cannot reach the top while living like everyone else. At some point, you must choose comfort or growth, distraction or discipline, average or extraordinary. And the truth is simple. Most people choose comfort. That is why most people stay average. But the few who choose discipline, they rise, not because they are special, but because they are consistent. Your environment does not define you. Listen carefully. Your environment is not your destiny. Your past is not your prison. Your situation is not your identity. Too many people think, I was born here. I don't have enough money. I don't know the right people. But successful people think differently. They say, I will learn. I will adapt. I will build. Because greatness is not about where you start. It is about how far you are willing to go. A seed can grow anywhere if it has the right conditions. And your mind is that. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Let's make this practical. Thinking is powerful, but thinking alone is not enough. You must act, because action is where dreams become real. Many people think, few people act. Many people plan, few people execute. And execution is what separates winners from losers. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need perfect confidence. You need movement. Even small steps matter, because success is not one giant leap. It is thousands of small steps taken consistently. Persistence, the secret most people ignore. Do you know why most people fail? Not because they are incapable, but because they quit too soon. They try once, they fail once, and they stop. But success is never owned by those who quit early. It is owned by those who refuse to stop. Every successful person has one thing in common. They stayed in the game longer than anyone else. They failed more times. They learned more lessons. They kept going when others gave up. That is persistence. And persistence turns ordinary people into extraordinary results. The future belongs to thinkers who act. Now, listen closely. The world is changing fast. Technology is evolving. Opportunities are expanding.